I'm Chef Jeremy Ford, and you're listening to Like a Farmer.
Hey y'all, welcome to another episode of Like a Farmer. Before I introduce you to my guest today, continue to follow along on this journey to celebrate the farmer, whether you're doing it through Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, however you're watching me on a weekly basis, continue to do it. With that being said, Chef Jeremy Ford is on the show today. I'm pumped to have you on the show today. Bravo's 13th season of Top Chef winner, Jeremy Ford.
You know.
I mean, and not too long ago, you just kept your Michelin star for the third year.
Correct.
Chef Jeremy Ford. I mean,
Yeah.
I could introduce you 5 or 6 different ways. I mean, thanks for coming on the show today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I think the farmer world, is such a special place, and I'm honored to be here.
I want to start with Top Chef because I just think that's so cool. You're on Top Chef is now on the 21st season. You won during the 13th season.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me how that was.
Yeah, I mean, at the time it was the craziest. I remember when the airplane wheels hit hit the ground in LA, and that's when my stomach dropped, right? Because you have all these expectations, and you're like, I got this. Your confidence is good until those wheels land, right?
Yeah.
And then that's when the real journey is like, oh, I'm here. I'm getting ready to go to compete against some of the best in the country, and it was the most challenging, hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life. Like it was. You're getting up at 6 a.m. There's cameras in your face. There's no real time for peace. And at the time, I was raising my daughter by myself. I was a single dad for the first, few years of her life. And so I couldn't talk to her either. So I had all this stuff going on at home. I had all these emotions. I'm like, I wonder how my daughter's doing. And I had a girlfriend at the time, and she was helping, but it wasn't like me being there, So I was gone on this trip for 2 months almost, right? And you don't really know what the heck's going on at home because you're very limited on the phone calls, you know what I mean? So it was like, man, it tested every bit of my patience,
When you think about them picking you to be on Top Chef, is it like American Idol where you just have to go and stand there in front of everybody and cook a couple pies? Or, I mean, like, what does the audition for Top Chef look like?
I mean, not as that, it's not as dramatic as that. It's more a lot of Zoom, right? You're doing a lot of Zoom interviews, they're Skyping, whatever, they're doing, but you're interviewing a lot. They want to see who you are as a character. They want to make sure that you have the skills, right? Because the last thing Bravo wants to do is hurt their reputation for the quality and what chefs they bring on. So they really put you through kind of like a bit of scattered questionnaires, right? Like you got, what kind of food do you like to eat, to a question that's like, well, what do you do in a stressful situation with cooks around you with sharp knives? I think they're trying to make sure you're not crazy, dude. Because like that thing could turn sideways real quick. Right? So there's like psych evals and all that stuff. But it's brutal. It's brutal. And you're picked. I mean, there's thousands of people that want to go on every year, that apply. So getting on, I mean, I've had 2 chefs I've tried to get on and they didn't get through the process. So getting on is a win in itself, but then you gotta go to battle.
I mean, you just said it. Getting on is a win.
Yeah.
And then you get on, and then you win the damn thing. I mean, that's getting it done.
Yeah, man.
Great job.
It was awesome. Shake and bake.
Let's back it up, man. Growing up, where'd you grow up, and where did your love for food come from?
Yeah, so I kind of had like a gypsy story, man. My parents were all over the board, man. My mom was a singer, so like, the music, kind of like the music world was always taking us to different towns, and we moved up North Carolina for a while, but I was born in Gainesville.
Did you get any of the singing talents?
I didn't got zero. Yeah. I wouldn't show you that side of me of the life, but no. I actually played guitar, man. I played guitar for a long time, so I was thankful for that. But no, I grew up in Gainesville, and then
Go Gators.
Go Gators. But then we went to Jacksonville. Is kind of where I like spent my kind of grew up, right? Like spent my teen years there. And it was a cool beach town, but the love of food started early, man. My mom was actually adopted. So we went on this like search, and we found out, because back in the old days, it was like you'd go to the library and they would have those old computers with like the old newspaper, like, and you'd just be able to scan.
100%, yeah.
So my dad and all of us, we found out that she was living in Carmel, California. So we go on this. I mean, we moved there to find her mom, bro. My parents are crazy.
Are you kidding me?
I swear to God. And we moved all the way to California. And man, like I think it was like meant to be, because that's where I got to meet my like maternal grandmother, and she was like an amazing, didn't speak a lick of English, Italian woman, right? So this woman like invites us over for the first meeting, and bro, when you open that door, I remember that smell of like roasted beef with garlic, right? That's all. The fumes still, I can smell it today. That's crazy the impact food has, right?
That is, yeah.
Right? And I walked in that house, and she was like slicing into this beef, and it had garlic cloves. I remember all inside the meat, and I saw the slices, and I was like, well, how the hell did she get the garlic in the meat? Obviously now you shove it in there with like a sharpening steel or whatever, but I was so fascinated by that. I was like 15 years old. So from that moment on, I think I kind of got the bug, right? Like I kind of started to get in. I was like, how does this work? Why do things taste and smell so amazing? And then that's kind of when the journey started, as about 15 years old.
You think about it, so 15, at 16, you go and you work for like a 4-diamond restaurant, Matthews in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
And you're 16 years old. Like, I mean, what were you doing? Like,
you want to hear something funny? Is my dad helped me make a fake ID for that job. Sorry, Matt.
Are you kidding me?
I swear to God. Yeah, that's what I love about my dad and my
That's
parents
awesome,
in general,
man.
is they're just like, look, the kid wants to do something, and like, how do we get him there? You know what I mean? It's always been like that with my parents. They were always like, if he's gonna follow this, like, how do we get behind him? You know what I mean? And,
Jeremy, that's an unbelievable fact right there. Fake ID to get a job at an unbelievable restaurant.
Yeah.
That's where you started. So how was that experience?
That was fantastic, man. Matthew Madure is still killing it. I think that restaurant's on its like 25th year, which is unheard of, these days. I mean, you're lucky to get through a year. Yeah. I mean, I worked there and really kind of learned there what it takes from the demand on your body. I realized that it's not an 8-hour day. It's not a 10-hour day. It's a 12-hour day, right? Like once you're in it and you're not getting, back then you weren't getting paid for all those hours, man. You came in and, you'd clock in when it was time. So yeah, man, that place taught me how to, work efficiently, how to get my brunoise cuts perfectly square and, do all that fancy stuff. Right. And then I stayed there for a while, and I was like, well, what's next? Like now that I'm like good at this, like I want to go to the next level. And then I went out to California.
Yeah, you went to LA.
That's
so I
LA.
mean, what brought you to LA? Why LA? What brought you out to LA?
At the time, it was either LA or New York. And I got to be around palm trees, man. You know what I mean?
And why is that when you say LA or New York? Just because, again, I hear that a lot when it comes to food scenes, I guess. So why is that?
That's a great question, man. It's definitely a lot broader now. You can go anywhere and there's great food. I mean, more or less. But back then, like you're talking, God, I'm 39 now, so 20 years ago. That's a long time ago. Back then, it was like New York, San Francisco, LA. They were kind of Chicago. They were like the hubs of like all these Michelin chefs coming from France were going to those places, right? Because you wanted to work for someone. Back then, it was like French. Like French was like the dominating force behind fine dining. They were like killing it, getting 3 stars, best looking stuff. So there was a lot of guys coming out of Lyon, France, which is a coastal city there. And this guy, he had come from like a 3-star there. He went to lingerie, and I knew I'm such a stalker, like to know that information. I had to like, research and follow newspapers and I researched. And when I saw him land at lingerie, I was like, I got to go work for this guy. And that was it. And I packed up my stuff. I was just about 17, dropped out of high school. And went straight in, man. I drove my car. I remember my mom in the rearview mirror with tears down her cheeks and, just scared as hell, letting her little boy go. And she knew that I would, I was driven by then. I think she'd seen me like working nonstop and, really following this pursuit of perfection. And she's like, this is the best place for him to go. even though she couldn't see. I mean, you're 3,000 plus miles away.
In any industry, you need mentors. And I mean, how do you go about choosing your chef mentor?
Well, back then I felt like I needed discipline, and the French were just known for like, if you didn't have respect, if you didn't work silently, then they'd throw pans at you, they'd burn you. He'd walk up, those guys would walk up to you if they heard you talking too loud and turn the vents off. So we have a hood that's, I don't know if you can see it, but we have a hood, that big hood that sucks all the heat out, right?
Yeah.
Without that on, it turns into like death, like a desert, you know what I mean? And if you were talking too loud, they just go click the switch, and then you'd go silent, and then you would just start pouring, dude. And they leave it like that all night. And then you realize like, all right, tomorrow I'm not going to be as loud. So it's like very militant, right? Military kind of mindset.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think choosing a mentor, even for like young and up and coming chefs, you gotta find out, who do you want to be, right? Just like a farmer, like how good of a farmer do you want to be, and how are you gonna get there, right? Yeah. So it's like you gotta go and do the legwork and say, okay, well, let me research. Do I want to learn from an Asian style chef or a French or German? And then you got to make that decision. You got to say, look, I got to go chase this thing.
I do want to play a game that I like playing on
the
show. Okay?
Hit it.
This game's called This or That. I'm going to ask you a this or that question, a few of them, and you can ask me one. And I'm excited to get into the farm side of your journey. But the first question is going to be, this or that, being in the kitchen or being on the farm?
Oof. Man, right. That is a tough one, man. I got to say being on the farm, man. I really do. And I know a lot of listeners might kick me in the butt for that, but it's a newfound love, man. And I think that it's been so many years in that steel dragon back there that this has just been like the sun, the sounds, creating, man, growing, seeing things come from propagating from a seed. And
what you're doing on that farm doesn't do anything other than behoove what you're doing in that kitchen, though. And I can't wait to start talking about that. You're growing stuff on the food to make the kitchen a better place.
Correct.
So,
correct.
Next question. You've been on both of these TV shows. You going Top Chef or Fast Foodies?
Fast Foodies.
Why is that?
Because we would drink and cook and hang out with friends all night.
That's
good
great.
whiskey, man.
I love that. All right, simple as that. You ask me one.
Farming or podcasting?
Oh, I'm going to go. I've got such a like we talked off the camera, my mom and my older brother, they have that thing to the T. They run that thing better than anybody, in my opinion. And I think what I'm doing at podcasting is shining a light on people like them that we need.
I love that.
For every day, whether it's for food or clothes or whatever you need. Like, I need to continue to shed light on who the farmer is. So I'm going to choose podcasting all day, every day, baby.
Damn, that's a good one, bro.
Yeah.
Because you're really giving back, too.
100%. And I enjoy it,
in a whole different way.
I enjoy it. And I get to meet people like you and just we're a weekly show, right? Every single day I'm on the road interviewing the coolest people that are tied to agriculture, and they want to help me shine light on those people, too. So it's awesome.
Man, I'm behind you 100%, dude.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Last one. You going, if you had to choose one, you going Gordon Ramsay or Guy?
Gordon Ramsay all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is it? Is it Guy? Is it Fieri or Fieri?
Damn. I think it's Fieri.
Fieri. But you're going Gordon over Guy.
I'm going Gordon, man. Yeah, just because he speaks to this old school mentality that I feel it is slipping away. There is that generation of badass, hardcore mother effers that are just hardcore, and that's like, I miss that sometimes. I miss that, just that drive, man, and that crazy strive for like perfecting our art.
That's interesting you say that. So that's not a TV stunt.
No, that guy is real. Yeah, it's funny. He opened up next door to us, and what a guy! The guy comes in here, and all the young kids in the back.
They're probably freaking out. Are we on TV?
He's a big guy.
Yeah.
He's tall. And he comes straight, rolling right through that door, goes right into the kitchen, introduces himself to every single buddy in the kitchen, and just says, hey, congrats on keeping your star. Come on, dude. Like, that guy doesn't have to do that. You know what I mean? For him to give a about these guys like that just means the world to me. You know, because he didn't come in, he wasn't here having dinner. He was just literally made time, and I can imagine that guy's schedule. I can't even imagine. Yeah. And he comes in here and takes a picture with everybody, you know, congratulates. And I was just like, man, that's a real human being right there, man. As much as he gallivants around TV yelling and screaming, man, some of that's show, but some of that's just he gives a what he does.
What a guy. I love that. I'm going to choose him now too.
Yeah.
So back to Florida. You come back to Florida. And now do you come straight back to Miami Beach, South Beach? I mean, is this when you leave LA, do you come straight here?
No, man. I had gotten a phone call from my brother, and my mom wasn't doing well. So I had no plans on coming home. Gives me cold chills talking about it. But my mama wasn't doing good. So my brother was like, man, I think you need to be here. You know what I mean? So I took that drive and drove I didn't stop. I drove straight through. My car almost blew up. Drove straight through, yeah, because I was like, she wasn't doing well. And I got back home. We got her back better again, right? So I spent about 6 months up in Jacksonville, and you know, just tried to be there for her and take care of her, and you know, because she needed it. And then I just got bored, man. Once she got better, I was like, I can't be up here, you know. And I tried to work with my dad's construction company, you know, just to make ends meet. And I did it for like 3-4 months. And I was like, I can't, it ain't me. You know what I mean? It's like because my brother's in the family, just kind of like your brother's in the family business.
You're exactly right.
And it's like, I came back, and I guess my mind had changed from when I was younger, because I used to think construction was fun. And I was just like, man, I can't be around these guys. I can't do that. It's just not my crew. It's not my type of people, man. I like to be around my chefs, and like, you know, this language we have is different. It's like just like a farmer, y'all have your own languages, you know what I mean? And It's like you have this connection to them, and this connection wasn't there. So I said, man, Pops, I got to go. And he was pissed, man. He was pissed. Oh yeah. He was like, paying you all this money every week. And I'm like, yeah, you're paying me to be a foreman of a job that I don't even know shit about. Like, you're telling me to go crack down on people, and I'm like, I don't even know what I'm saying. What do you want me to do? So my brother's like, no, just follow me. And it was just weird, you know.
Totally, yeah.
It wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for that.
You want to be your own person.
I want to be my own thing. So then I ended up actually landing up in Fort Lauderdale at Harbor Beach Marriott, man. And I found this cool dude, man, named Dean James Max.
Yeah.
And you know, with 3 first names like that, man, he's got to be good, right? So yeah, man, I ended up working with Dean, and he was the opposite of everybody out west. He was like this opposite guy. He surfed, swam, cared about his body and his life and his lifestyle. And it was the first, and he didn't yell at people, he didn't scream at people, didn't demean people, didn't throw shit at people. So I was like, man, this guy's like, he's like a unicorn, man. You know what I mean? Like, they don't make him like that, especially in my industry. So I stuck with him for like 6-7 years, rose all the way up through the ranks, became his corporate guy, and he was like, he changed my life. He changed my life from being an angry, you know, because you leave those really intense kitchens and you go to this like creative and beautiful kitchen, and it's like, I was like, man, this is heaven.
And then after Chef Dean, you then go and audition for, is it the Miami Beach Audition?
Yeah. It's called the Audition, right here in Miami Beach. And but I wasn't really going for that. I was going for the guy who was gonna be there, who's John George.
Okay.
So I had to audition in New York for that job.
See, like, so you have to go to New York to audition. Like, what does that audition look like?
It was a nightmare. It was a nightmare, dude. I went up. New York is, I mean, you've been in New York.
Yeah.
It is. I could never be up there, you know.
I can maybe do 24 hours at a time.
Yeah. I got to be in and out. But yeah, I went up to New York, and there was 20 other applicants for the job, right? So I had to outcook 20 other people, more or less. I didn't know that going into it. So what he does is, listen to this. He sends you a recipe 24 hours before your tasting starts. So you have no time to practice. They do all this, like, really, like, it's all strategically done. And they do this because they want to see how you're going to react to something completely out of your comfort zone in 24 hours. So you have 24 hours to read because you're already in New York by then. You ain't got nowhere to cook. You have nowhere to go. So you're sitting in your hotel room just like reading this. I mean, it's like 3 pages. And I'm just like, hey, I got to finish this in 2 hours tomorrow.
Does everybody get the same package?
No. And I had a real nice one.
What was yours?
Mine was a scallop, a very famous dish by him. It's like scallops with this caper sofrito that goes over the top with these pickled raisins. It's just, dude, it's a crazy dish, but it's like 20 steps to it. Like there's like 20 small steps to another big step. Like,
golly.
yeah, just insane. So I end up not finishing on time, right? The chef comes over and says, your time's up. And I'm like, there's no way. I'm 2 minutes away from plating. Let me finish. Time's up, dude. And that was it. And then he walks away. So I'm like standing there and I'm like, dude, I just messed up the biggest opportunity of my life, you know? And at that time I was like, what do I do now? You know, like, what am I supposed to do? He gives me a couple of minutes, comes back by. I'll give you 5 more minutes, finish up your plate. And I was like, God, this is an emotional roller coaster. I was packing my knives to leave. I was
you
like,
just went down, now you're back up.
And then I was like, I got a second chance.
Yeah.
Because he liked me. I think he saw that I was pushing, man. And they strategically hid my prep so I would be late on my thing. It was all a setup. Isn't that insane?
We'd like to take a minute to talk about Blue Otter sunglasses. Blue Otter sunglasses are the shades of choice for country superstars like Luke Combs, Cody Johnson, Riley Green, and Hardy. With Carl Zeiss scratch-resistant lenses, Blue Otter has partnered with Ag America to create the Like a Farmer frames, which benefit farmers and ranchers in rural communities. 10% of each purchase of the Like a Farmer Blue Otter sunglasses goes to Ag America Giving. Go to blueotterpolarized.com and search Like a Farmer. You can also go to likeafarmer.com and click on merch. Hey y'all, it's Pat, and I'm back to talk about my great partner, Fresh from Florida. Food tastes better when it's grown closer to home. That's why when you look for the Fresh from Florida logo where you shop, you can rest assured that you'll find the freshest, best tasting, and highest quality produce you can get. In the field one day and at the store the next, Fresh from Florida produce goes directly from Florida farmers to you. And right now, sweet Florida watermelon, crunchy Florida sweet corn, and juicy Florida tomatoes are all in peak season, which means they're at peak perfection with flavors as vibrant as Florida's landscape. So if you want to step up your summer recipe with maybe a Florida watermelon and mozzarella salad, or maybe you're ready to fire up the grill, throw some of that sweet corn on it, or maybe you're looking for something simple like a cheesy baked Florida tomato, which is my favorite, with a little bit extra cheese, obviously. Go to freshfromflorida.com to get free and delicious recipes like these. And while you're there, you might as well check out to see what else is in season and see how you can support our Fresh from Florida farmers. And as always, don't forget, there's sunshine in every bite. So they basically planted or did something to make sure you were going to be late.
Correct. So about halfway through my cook, I can't find my mise en place, which is...
Mise en place. What is
mise
that?
en place. It's basically all my prep.
Okay.
Right? That's the French way of saying things in place. So they take it and they hide it. So I spend 15 minutes like thinking, I'm like, where the hell did I put my stuff? How could I not, you know what I mean? Not be more precise on where I'm putting myself and remember where it is. So I spend 15 minutes. So they do all of that so that you don't have time to finish. And I didn't find this out till later on, you know? And they want to see how you go through a problem and how you strategize your way through it. And, you know, I wasn't able to finish, so it makes you feel like you lost. But they're really just seeing, like, how's this guy going to melt down? Is he going to lose it? Is he going to throw something? Is he going to start screaming, right? So they saw how calm and collected I was, and that's why they gave me that extra, 5 minutes.
Wow.
Crazy.
So that was more of like a character.
It was a character, a pressure
build
test.
out. Like, who is this guy? Is he going to flip on us?
Yeah.
So did you end up getting it?
I got the job.
Dude, that's unbelievable. Like,
out of 20 plus other ones, yeah.
We're talking Top Chef, and now we're talking this, and I can't wait to even start talking about the Michelin-starred. But so after that, is that when you go to the Top Chef TV competition?
Yeah, so I do that. I open that resort.
Yep.
I hire over 150 cooks and chefs. One of the biggest jobs I ever took on. It was a lot
and now
of
you're
people.
talking about managing people now.
Oh,
too.
now you're talking about managing managers, right? So
Yeah.
that's like it was an executive position. So it was brutal, man. I learned a lot about myself. I learned how unorganized I was. I learned a lot about financials, how to read a P&L and do all these things that I had never been exposed to. So it was the best thing that could have ever happened to me.
And now you're a businessman at this point.
Yeah, now I have a better grip on it. Still not
Yeah.
the best at it, but I have a better grip on it for sure.
And then, so after that, you go to Top Chef.
Yeah. I'm actually sitting on a Skype, and John George happened to be in town, and he pops in the doorway behind me. And, I'm in the middle of a Skype interview, which is like, you're not supposed to be interrupted on those.
Yeah.
And they see John George come through the door. And in the food world, he's like, he's king. He's like one of the kings.
Yeah.
And then the producer was like, oh, wait, is that JG behind you? So I think that gave me an edge because he like popped in the camera. He's like, no, you got to get this guy,
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So I think that was definitely an assist on getting me on for sure.
Love that.
Yeah.
And speaking of, people that, and I'm not going to sit here and say starstruck, you might have been. I mean, you think about the people that came on the show, the celebrity show that, Top Chef brings them on throughout each season. I mean, you had MC Hammer, Chrissy Teigen,
yeah.
David Copperfield. I mean, are you just excited to see are you starstruck by any of them?
Oh yeah, I mean we grew up. Like, MC Hammer was my guy back in the day. So yeah, I mean it was a lot of people. I mean, plus Padma, one of the judges, man. Like I always wanted to impress that woman because she's just such a badass. You know what I mean? So I wanted to see how my food would put up in her arena.
Yeah, and so now you open your first restaurant, Stubborn Seed, in South Beach. This would be South Beach, right?
South of 5th, we call it. Yeah.
Why here? I mean, and I have my own reasons because I think these are great foodie people. I really do believe that down here. I mean, the food down here is unbelievable, most of them. But like, why'd you choose down here to open up your first restaurant?
Yeah, so the show airs, right? And Miami had never had a contestant that had won. So it was a lot of PR around it. A lot of people were jumping on board, and a lot of people wanted to see what we were going to do because the big question mark is, yeah, he won Top Chef, but now what's he going to do? Because then that's when the real pressure is on. Yeah, you go through a lot to win, but that's only like that first chapter. Then you got to navigate, how the hell do I win this world? Because this world is a whole nother bag of beans, right?
100%.
Or bag of citrus, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, no, it was a big challenge, man, to like run my own restaurant because I had a whole team of like an army. And it was like, this was all on me and my best friend growing up. We opened this together.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. It's funny. He actually left, did his own restaurant. Now he's coming back with me. So I'm excited to get him back in June. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. I love that dude. He's actually going to be living on the farm. How cool is this? He's going to be living. So I have a little house there. He's going to be living on the farm as the chef of the property / farm lead.
Yeah. Farm manager out there.
Yeah.
That's
So,
awesome.
so I'm so blessed that he, like, that's just how you know, man, like God's working in your way, man. Like,
You're exactly
you know
right.
what I mean? Because sometimes it's like things just happen, man, and there's no reason or rhyme,
And
but
he started with you too. Where does Stubborn Seed come from, like the name?
well, we're a bunch of stubborn cooks, man, first and foremost, but it actually goes a little bit deeper than that. Some of the best vegetables and wine grapes come from the most stubborn seeds to deal with. You know what I mean? Like, imagine, a crop of citrus that failed completely, and you had this one stubborn one that you're like, oh, that one's for sure not going to make it. And then that one ends up producing massive amount of great product, and you were going to give up on it. So that's kind of our ideals is like, don't ever give up, stick to your stubborn ways to make sure that you get what you need. You know what I mean? And that's kind of where the name came from.
I love that.
Yeah.
Got to get some merch going on that.
I do. I have a lot.
Okay.
I even got napkins and all that shit.
I saw the napkins over there. The hashtag. Love that. Hey. Oh, that's great. 2022 rolls around. the Michelin star is just you can almost taste it. That's when you get your first one. How does that? What's that process look like? Does Gordon Ramsay just roll up in here and give you a Michelin star? Like, who is it? Is it like when somebody knocks on the door and says, "Hey, you're going to the Hall of Fame"? You know how they do the
right.
How does give me the rundown, man?
It's stressful. I've been to 3 ceremonies now. Nothing's like the first one. There ain't nothing like that. I mean, it's like that old saying, man. Ain't like nothing like the first one. But no, there's.
It's like when you get your first hug, man, by that pretty girl.
Yeah.
Not kiss. It's like the first hug.
Yeah, that first entrance, you know?
Like when you're
it's a manhood.
Body touching body. It's like this first hug, man.
That's how it felt. It felt like a first hug, man. But I remember sitting there and there's like a video someone was taking of me and I was like shaking. Because at the ceremony, so let me rewind a little bit. So to get the invite is the biggest part of it. So what they do,
just to get an invite to, and you don't know if you're,
you don't know what
you're
going to get. Yeah. More or less, you're not getting invited unless you're going to leave us something. You know, most of the time when it comes to Michelin, you know, they're not going to like bring you and your crew out to be like, yeah, you guys didn't get an award. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're kind of waiting on this email. And they wait until like the last second to send that email. Because you know that the date of ceremony is, let's say, April 15th, right? Sometimes you'll get the invite a month early. So you kind of have like, oh, okay, good. We got the invite. We're good. This one was like 2 weeks out this year.
Ooh.
So I started.
You were, because it's where's the ceremony?
This is in Tampa.
Okay, gotcha.
Right?
Yeah.
So when you think about Tampa, you know, I'm like, maybe it's because it's further away. Who knows? But you start really going through some mental stress because you're like, man, maybe we didn't get it this year. And then that's when you start texting your other buddies that have it. You know, like, hey, man, did you get the email yet? You know what I mean? Yeah. And then some people are like, I don't know, man. Did you get yours? Like, well, I'm asking you first, man. But no, they do it in a way where, you know, they kind of leave you on pins and needles a little bit because it's the excitement. It just draws more excitement.
Yeah.
You know?
That's awesome. Congrats on that, man.
Thanks, brother. I really appreciate that.
3 years in a row and hoping for 4 and maybe a couple more stars. What's the max Michelin stars you can get? I
mean, every year you're re-looked at. So you can have it for 10 years, 20 years.
But what if, can you have 5 Michelin stars?
Restaurants, different restaurants. Oh, yeah. Every restaurant that... So, you know, my goal is to open up another one of we're opening up Stubborn Seed in Las Vegas in October, too.
Well, I was just about to say, so it just got announced with Resort World in Las Vegas.
Yes.
So tell me about that.
Yes. So we're opening this same concept. Obviously, it's Vegas, so it's it's a more grand room. We have a huge, double the size of the kitchen, double the size of everything.
And that second location?
That would be the second one of this restaurant. Yeah.
Why there? Why... I mean,
well, you know, the chairman of that resort, man, he came through with his son and they were like, dude, we need this in Vegas. He's like, because we don't play like traditional, like you'd think like a 15-course tasting menu that you'd hear, you know, like violins playing. When you come to eat here, you're hearing like Led Zeppelin playing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like we're not playing music for just, you know, because we're doing fancy food. Like I'm playing music that I like to listen to. You know what I mean? Because when I walk out here in the dining room, you'd be astonished by how many people compliment that. You'd be astonished. You'd think that people would be like, because you're feeding the upper echelon.
You are, yeah.
You know what I mean? But you'll get these guys that are like, they'll grab my arm on on my way back to the kitchen.
I love your playlist,
man. That was Ozzy Osbourne a minute ago.
So when you hop in, like if you're hopping in your ride and there's multiple people, I mean, you're grabbing the aux cord. You want the aux cord.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. That's not even a question.
What are you playing first song?
Man, on the way here today, Big Gun, AC/DC, man. I love that song, dude, right? When you get up in your John Deere, man, you crank that shit on, it is the best. What do you like? You listen to a lot of country?
Man, I listen to country, but I'm one of those guys, like, I like it all, man. I love old school rock and roll, man. I love rock and roll. I love hip hop, man. I love, there's a good friend of mine came on the show. Do you know Parker McCollum? He's a country singer. He's from Texas, but man, me and him are the same. We're two country boys, but we got the swag, man. We love hip hop. We love jewelry. We love cars. Like, you know, we love the rock and roll.
The future of it.
I do, man. I do.
Is being open to more of that stuff.
100%.
That's great.
Yeah, I like it. Oh, the Butcher's Club?
The Butcher's Club.
I mean, let's talk about that because that's popping off too, it seems like.
I mean, you come from cattle, man,
Yeah.
right? So this is like a very steak forward.
And this is at PGA
This
National.
is up at PGA National
Yep.
Resort in Palm Beach Gardens. It's about an hour and 40 minutes away, so the drive kind of sucks. But I love my team, my family up there. They do such a really good job. And I mean, I'm talking 50-ounce porterhouses that are just soaked in bud. I mean, this is the place you go when you want fine whiskeys, some beautiful steaks, and some of the most best sides you ever have. And then we also have, I have a little JJ's Smash Burger concept. Yeah, so that's
Where's that?
That's
That
in
sounds
Regatta, dude. It's
unbelievable.
on the most beautiful oceanfront area down in Coconut Grove. Man, if you have time, it's awesome. It's like right on the water. It's just beautiful. It's called Regatta Harbor, and
You
it's
just
like,
roll up there and get a smash burger.
dude, man, my menu there is 4 items. There's a cheddar smash burger, a Philly one, a cheddar frico, which is insane, and I got truffle fries. It's the easiest. What's funny is it's the easiest menu you could ever read, and it's always usually in top in sales.
Yeah.
Because you see a lot of the other restaurants, they'll have like these like massive amounts of stuff on a menu. I feel like as a consumer, you want to like be in and out. You know what I mean? Like I don't
100%.
want to look through too many options. I'm more of like, oh, they got the frico smash burger and truffle fries. I'll take those two. To keep it easy to read.
And I want to say one thing that I appreciate about you so much is your love for food. And when you think about what I'm trying to do with Like a Farmer, I have a good concept of my audience and their appetites. And I try to lock it down with 4 pillars. Number 1 being country music. Number 2 being sports. Number 3, hunting and fishing. And number 4, food. The food concept of what I'm trying to do with Like a Farmer is this farm to table stuff is so popular right now, and it's beautiful to see. People want to know where their food is coming from. Yep. And it's badass that I have this unbelievable chef that's won all of these unbelievable awards. And there's 2 ways you can look at it. You can go out and you can source your food from farmers all over the state, which is fantastic.
Yeah,
And that's
which I've
what
been doing for a
Which
decade.
you've been doing.
Yep.
But guess what? Chef Jeremy wants to be a farmer now. You go out and you buy your own farm. Hell yeah, number 1. Number
Thank
2,
you, man.
tell me
Thank
about
you.
that.
Yeah, it gives me cold chills talking about it because it's just such an exciting chapter of this journey, man. And I got in this thing and I said, man, I got a bunch of savings because being a farmer ain't cheap. And I literally, man, I it's like going to Vegas and putting all your chips in. You know what I mean? I had all this savings and I was like, well, what am I going to do with it? And I was, and the ideas started coming up and I was like, man, I really want to get closer to the earth. I really want to get closer to learning what it takes to be an organic farmer. And then I start down the rabbit hole, man. You know what I mean? And I don't have a horticulture background. I got nothing. I came into this thing just blind. Down here, we have a lot of pests because of the climate.
Yep.
I mean, the pests are just aphids, white flies. I mean, snail. I mean, they're just attacking. Peacocks. My worst nightmare. I hate those things.
The adversity piece of farming is going to be the first piece that you learn, as you can tell, because it ain't all roses and chocolate chip cookies, man.
No, and sunflowers. It ain't that.
Yeah.
It's.
I go roses and chocolate chip cookies, not roses and sunflowers. Those are my 2 loves, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, adversity piece you're seeing every single day.
I'm going through it. And even as much as I've failed, brother, I take every failure with like, all right, you want to attack and tear up 2 rows of radishes? That's fine. I'll plant more next year. You know what I mean? I think what I'm learning is that you can't just plant what you need. You got to plant with this 30% loss. I mean, I don't know what your numbers are when it comes to losses, but I'm around 30% right now.
And you have to think about that in a few different ways of a loss, and that is what you're talking about. That is a consumer's appetite of what's hot and what's not, and that's natural disasters. And, buddy, as you know, you talk about natural, we're going to get one once a year, and maybe twice a year, sometimes 3 times a year. Like natural disasters, whether it's, there's such thing as too much rain, and it's hard for me to tell my Texas and California folks that. you know you're going to have a hurricane. You might as well just count on that. Most likely you're going to have two. So
multiple, yeah.
The losses you just have to account for. So it's very smart of you to start doing that too.
Yeah. I mean, we're getting ready to plant a ton of tropical fruit, like a whole fruit grove with all this. I mean, our tropical fruit game down here. I mean, I don't know if you've had some of the Mame or
the best.
Oh man, it's incredible.
Makes for a great cocktail too.
Oh man, it does.
Is the plan when you think about the farm and you growing the crops that you're growing? Is it all to come to Stubborn Seed, or what's your?
Yeah, I mean, I'm building. I'm just about wrapped up on a 7,000 square foot event space. So
on the farm.
On the farm.
Awesome.
Yeah. So that's where the real magic's going to happen, where we can be picking things that we're growing day of for those same events that night. That's something that I've always been excited about, to pull something from the earth and then be able to serve it the same day. That just gives me some kind of feeling. You know what I mean? And the more we're producing, we're getting better at it. Our baby turnips are looking better. Everything's getting a little bit better. And our tomato game, year one, I was shocked, dude. I was shocked on how good the Sun Gold, these little, I mean, they were like, I gave one to a European lady, and they're very picky about tomatoes because they feel like in Europe they're way better. And she was like, Jeremy, man, I think you nailed it. And she's like, this tastes like a tomato from Italy. And I was like, get out of here. Like on year one, like, I mean, that's great news. You know, that means we're off to a decent start, you know, but I'm excited for year 3, year 4, year 5, because that's when I'm going to really be tightening it and getting better at all the little things. You know what I mean?
As you should. Yeah. I mean, from chef forward to farmer forward.
Yeah.
I love that. Farmer forward. It seems like I've been doing a little research on your farm. You know, I gotta check your farm resume, but you've got some equipment out there that you're excited about. You're a John Deere guy.
I'm a Deere guy. Yeah.
John Deere. There you go. We got another Deere guy.
I'm a Deere guy. I was a Kubota guy at first, and then
what?
And then I changed my mind because my property, I bought a Kubota, a smaller one, from the previous owner. She gave it to me like $1,500, so it's still doing its thing, but didn't have the horsepower. And then that's the thing. It's like everyone was telling me something different about tractors. Like I thought I could get away with like a 30, 40 horsepower. And then my buddy Mike Borick, he's been a godsend to me. He's like, Jeremy, you're getting ready to spend $30,000 on something that just ain't going to do what you got it to do. And I'm like, what do you mean by that? He's like, you're going to be ogging through straight coral. When you get to Homestead, there ain't sand. It is coral rock. I mean, rock that I've had dissed to try to break it up so I can actually use. It's got great calcium and stuff in there. So we're trying to integrate some of our topsoil into that. So I've spent thousands on just having these 300 horsepower Caterpillars out there just grinding away at this hard rock, you know? And so then my buddy gets me up to a 65 horsepower Deere, the 5065, and it's been good. It won't do everything, but it's enough to get my auger in the ground and start getting fruit trees and, you know, just digging post holes. Like, bro, it took me 3 hours to do a mailbox. Think about just getting through enough concrete by hand with a pickaxe for 3 hours to put a damn mailbox. So that's when I was like, I ain't doing this again. And that's when I was like, yep, I need the auger.
Yeah.
You know, and then you go down the rabbit hole of tractors. I mean, you've been around tractors forever, right?
Whole life, yeah.
So have you seen how much the price increase has been over the past 25 years?
It's unbelievable. But that being said, I think one of the key factors in farmers' success today and moving forward is going to be an expensive thing that needs to be added to your equipment, and that's called technology. And the tractors are getting smarter and smarter and smarter. I mean, dude, you can now sit in one of those John Deeres and it drives itself. And that
with the GPS thing you're talking about,
and that increases the price of it. But yeah, everything's expensive, man. I mean, labor is going to be every farmer's most challenging thing, from Florida to the Carolinas to the Midwest to California. You say, what's the most challenging factor in agriculture? It's labor. But I mean, pricing on labor and equipment is just one of those things you gotta buckle up.
You gotta buckle up. But then I was also like, well, do I rent tractors? Do I rent?
Lease them, yeah.
You know, but I'm not one of those. I'm not a renter. You know what I mean? I'm not a Sunbelt rental guy, man.
Yeah.
I'm just.
No, I get it.
I like to have my own stuff because, you know, if you rent an auger and you rent a tractor, let's say you don't get it all done in a day. You got to go take it back. So I was like, man, I was going to buy a new car that year anyway. So I was like, no new car. We're getting a John Deere. You know
Yeah,
what
I mean, look, the farmers that are leasing equipment, these are large tracts of land and multiple commodities throughout different seasons. So pen to paper, buying versus leasing, I mean, it's everybody's different option, right?
Yeah. What you can afford, what you can't,
correct.
and what the great thing is about it, you know, the agricultural loans is like, man, dude, there's 0% interest for the entire life of that payment. That's great.
The financing in the ag world, we've got to continue to get better. The presenting sponsor of Like a Farmer's Ag America, which is an ag finance company, you know, HQ'd here in the great state of Florida.
Oh, you have to share that
Ag America blog. Yeah, I'm going to get you hooked up with them, absolutely. But the financing in ag is something that wasn't it was all government based, right? I mean, it was the GSE owning the loans of these farmers and really kind of kept them handcuffed. And people like Ag America have done a great job to bring some common sense into agriculture, which we all need, right? I mean, because they need to understand a natural disaster just came through or commodity prices are down. So we're getting better on the financing realm, and I'm super pumped to be part of that.
That's awesome.
Hey, y'all, it's Pat, and I'm here to talk about one of my favorite companies in the world, Ag America. Ag America is your go-to financial partner for all things agriculture. As the largest independent financial firm dedicated to rural America, Ag America is changing the game of ag lending and leveling up financing options for farmers, ranchers, and landowners all across the nation. And I'll let you in on a little secret. The thing that sets this company apart from the rest is the people. They understand firsthand the unique needs of American farmers and ranchers because many of them grew up on farms themselves. They take a farmer-focused approach to finance, prioritizing relationships over transactions to help you build a stronger financial foundation for not only yourself, but for your family. So whether you're looking to buy land or secure working capital, Ag America has your back. Visit agamerica.com today to learn more and see how they can help you achieve long-term financial success. Because don't ever forget, when farmers thrive, we all do. It's cool to see somebody like you, and you just said it, right? You came in with no knowledge, and you're trying to be self-taught. I mean, you've been doing it for, what, over a year now?
No, less. I'm at about 8-9 months.
8-9 months. So what's one thing, and you've been dealing with farmers ever since you've really gotten in the restaurant business.
Pretty much.
What's a couple of things that you would say to the farmer now?
Oh, I just cannot say enough. And I've always had a very, very high respect for farming. I was lucky enough to meet this crazy farmer in Lauderdale who gave me he gave me some insights back when I was in 2008, so many years ago. He kind of got me a little bit more addicted to wanting to know how to do it. So he'd share on how to propagate, and he'd share little things with me. Now I'm learning all about worm tea, but yeah, no, I think what farmers do for all of us that take advantage of it, because they can easily just go to Publix and go pick up the stuff, and they have no idea
where it came from,
how hard it was to create that bell pepper, or how hard it was, and how many people sweat and work until their backs are broken out there to make these things happen. And I'm trying to shine a light on that, man. Over the next few years, and once my space is really lit up, man, I plan on doing charity stuff. I plan on
cooking classes, right?
Cooking classes and promoting. I just want to see more people not just put grass in their yards. Let's get back to every home, every family that has a home should have a little garden, just so they can have just a small glimpse of the work and the beauty that comes out of this art. This is an art to me, man. This is not farming to me. Is not. I mean, what a lot of people have in their misconception is that farming, they just, there's a bunch of tractors riding around picking. No, dude, tractors are a very small part of the work. They're doing some of the leg work, but they're not in there, like you said. Who's all the guys and gals picking all that stuff?
100%.
I know that it takes me over an hour to pick a thing of Everglades tomatoes. And that thing's worth $35. So, there's the amount of work versus what the selling price of that product is just crazy to me. You know what I
Spot
mean?
on, yeah.
It is just crazy to me how much work these guys put into it.
I mean, we've talked about it. Labor. It's the number one challenge, and it's the number one thing that we have to shine light on. That's what I'm doing with the show. I got to shine light to celebrate the farmer, number one, but I've got to educate the people on how hard it is to grow that tomato.
Man, I'm so glad you're doing it.
I appreciate it. What you've opened a couple restaurants now. You've got your own farm. 2, let's go 3 years. Where's Chef Jeremy Ford going to be?
I actually wrote that down on a piece of paper the other day, which I highly recommend you doing.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's good to write those things. Where do you want to be and how you going to get there?
So give me the rundown when it comes to writing down your goals. Like, what are your increments? I mean, you do 12-month, 5-year, 10-year. Like, I want to know your plan and how you go about writing that down, and give me your deadline of these goals.
Yeah. It's like a prep list, I basically look at it in like a 2 year. I think when you go 5, so many things can change. That's why I stay away from the 5-year plan. Just in my own, it works for me. I think 2 years,
Like that.
2 years goes by so damn quick, first of all, right? So that being said, it's like 2 years is enough time for me to strategically actually make big jumps in getting these things done. So my 2-year plan basically looks like, I'm looking at the Florida Keys to open a beautiful restaurant down there. That's on the horizon.
On what key?
Hawks Cay
Oh,
is this
yeah.
beautiful
Love
area.
Hawks Cay.
So that's what we're looking at next. I got
Fantastic.
Aruba, which is on the horizon. And what my goal really is in 2 years is to have a group of chefs that I can kind of have as my own little culinary team. And then that way, because, man, I got 3 daughters, dude, and a farm. And I do not want to be that guy or that father or that farmer that's just never around. You know what I mean? And that's another big part of this is like, how do we balance our quality of life, our families, into this grand scheme of plans, right? And in my eyes, I need to create a group of individuals that are like-minded partners and give them a piece of the business. Like, I feel like just giving somebody a salary is not enough anymore.
Can't
Right?
be greedy, man. I've got a great mentor back home, and he always told me, don't be greedy when it comes to that.
Don't be greedy,
Especially when
man.
you're starting something.
Yeah, because it's so well said. It's like, because greed is what fails.
Yep.
When you're greedy, you fail. And my idea is that in 2 years, I got this great team of individuals that can go to Vegas for me, right? Check on my team there. One of them can go to Hawks Cay, right, while I'm on the farm. So I'm basically building up a whole bunch of people to work at the restaurant so I can be on the damn farm.
Dude, I'm excited to see this grow.
Man, me too.
As you know, anything I can do to help you with that.
Yeah, I'll be picking your ear for sure.
That's fantastic. Last question, man. You talk about, and I got to read this list. I mean, you talk about all the accomplishments. I mean, America's 10 best new restaurants, first 4-star review in over 2 years by the Miami Herald. Is it Eater or Eastern?
Eater.
Eater, Miami's 2018 Chef of the Year.
Yeah.
You got a Michelin-starred. I mean, what's been and I know just by knowing you, the little amount I have, when I say what's your best accomplishment, you're going to say Dad. I can right off the you're a great family man, and I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah.
I really do. But when it comes to your work, like what's your best accomplishment in your eyes?
My best accomplishment, man, aside from the accolades, because that's, those are things that come with doing the right thing, I believe. My greatest accomplishment, man, has just being a part of these young, new generational chefs and being that person who's showing them how it is and watching them grow. Because, man, at the end of the day, it's not about me anymore. And that's how I look at everything around me. I got a 22-year-old young chef running a Michelin-starred restaurant. And most restaurants, they'd be like, I would never put that kid in
Is
charge.
that how old your head chef is? 22?
Yeah.
Dude must be a stud.
He's just a prodigy. He came from up north and he's a beast. But it's really like my biggest accomplishment, is just being this mentor for them, watching their success. I got guys that are running restaurants in Chicago now because I've been at it for so many years, and I follow them and I watch their growth on Instagram and YouTube, and I'm just like, like that's fulfillment for me now, man. That's my greatest accomplishment. And that's what I want to continue doing, is being this, being a guy who's not just a soft, oh, you're doing a great job. I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
I'm that guy. Like the other night, someone was like, well, chef, how'd I do tonight? And I was like, did I yell at you? Or not even yell. Did I have to tell you how to do something 3 different times over and over again? Well, no, you did great then. You know what I mean? So like, I'm kind of like, I don't give a lot of compliments, but they know when I'm proud of them. And a big part of me just wants to see people make more money too. That makes me happy, is when you see these kids coming up and I'm like, man, you're when I was 22 years old, I wasn't making the kind of money these kids are. And I'm loving to see that like this industry is not so beating down on people's financials, because it has been like that in my entire career. You know what I mean? I had been in the game for 15 years and I was making 40 grand a year. That's crazy.
That is. You
know what I mean? And now we're starting to finally see like kids are making what they deserve in this industry. So, and that's my biggest accomplishment, man. It's watching everybody around me grow up, man.
I can tell, and I asked the question a little bit earlier, like your mentor chef in this space, you're going to have a ton of people that look up to you as a mentor. You've done a great job. I appreciate you coming on the show. I appreciate you buying a farm, wanting to be a farmer, wanting to show people where their food is coming from. We need more of that, and I truly believe that's the next big thing, especially in the culinary environment, to be honest with you.
Well, people better get ready for some hard work, because it ain't easy, man.
Damn right. Appreciate you coming on today, man.
Really appreciate having me. Thank you.
Chef Jeremy Ford, we're down here in South Beach at Stubborn Seed. Come and see him. Great atmosphere, great food, great playlist that he's playing. Appreciate y'all tuning in. And as always, do whatever you got to do. Like, comment, share, subscribe to Be Like a Farmer.